Yes, it is. That's Natalie. That's Natalie, the podcast. Hi. Hello. I know I took off last week and I just wanted to come and just talk a little bit about some things. I'll be honest, I think this is my third recording on different topics, but I erased them all. 'Cause I erased them because I was like, okay, that's not sounding right. That's not me. That's Natalie, because that's how I made the podcast. So I'm just going to do something special tonight. I'm actually going to give you a little background about me. Very little, but enough to make you understand what made me come to this of creating the podcast. So back in 2020, everybody knew COVID was happening. And then when COVID happened, a lot of people, I think that's when it kind of started picking up doing things. I mean, people was making the hand sanitizers. I actually made some, and I remember at that time, my husband was like, "You need to sell this," and then I was making teas. I actually do make teas, but I don't make as much as I used to. But everybody keeps asking me, so I'm gonna get back into that. I make organic teas that is brewed by mimicking the sun because I grew up as a little kid. I used to love in the summertime making sun tea, and sun tea is so good, but you have to start early in the morning and then let the sun naturally brew it. So I was able to start that for me. And I do little here's and there's, it's for me because I feel in life you have to do stuff to make you happy or just do stuff that will make you feel fulfilled. So I love to be fulfilled in things in my life. So moving forward, things change, getting back in the groove, blessed to get out of, I mean, even though there is still long COVID, we got out of initial of the scare and the sadness and the situations that was taking place with COVID. And then life happens, life be lifing, like the young people say, life be lifing. So life was lifing for me. And as I turned 50, I was like, you know what? I want to start doing little things, little here's, little there's. And I remember I did the podcast because one of my best friends was like, "You girl, you are just so silly. You just can talk. You just, sometimes you say what's on your mind." And I said, "You know what? It would be great to provide little snippets of nuggets of knowledge or of just venting or just anything because again, I truly believe that individuals learn from others. And I mean that if like I've been through a lot in my life and you never know in listening to somebody's situations or their pain or their joy will make you feel like, you know what, I'm not alone in this rat race called life. I've experienced this. I've been through this. I know somebody that's going through this. And that's why I wanted to bring it back and do the 50 and 15 minutes because I felt in the rush of life that sometimes it's just good to say something positive in a world that's always kind of taking from you in a way. Because life does take sometimes. I'm not saying it's taken in a bad way, but one thing that we can never get back is time. And I always believe that time is the most important thing that is priceless. That time of being with family, with friends, with spending time with yourself, meditation, if it's reflection, if it's reading books, reading Bible, learning new things, or sometimes just sitting in silence. I love that. That is the best thing I've ever done is to if you really want to know if you're at peace with yourself, is you get somewhere in a place that has no noise and it is dark and you just sitting there in silence. Oh my goodness, it's just the best thing to me because it's peace because I have so much peace within myself. I done been through a lot. I mean, we all been through something, but it's that peace that you have inside that you can be in your own presence and you're okay with that. And that's when you know you the shit. When you can be in your own presence, in your own peace, and you okay, you doing it. But I do understand life in life. I have been through a lot. I am 50. I am 50, but it's a blessing to be 50. A lot of times people are afraid of aging. I don't know if people are afraid of the fact of getting older and maybe the body changing or getting older and maybe not being able to do things they used to do in their youth. But I believe it's a reward. It is a reward to be 50. I know I remember people would say, "Oh, don't tell your age. Don't tell." Why not? Hell, why not? Why not? Why not give joy and praise to something you've accomplished? A lot of people didn't make it 50. I have people, friends and families that did not make it to this age. And it hurts my heart because I wanted them to still be here. I still wanted to be in their presence and their joy and their laughter and their pain and their struggle, but it wasn't ordained for them to be here. So a lot of times I live through them. And people are like, what you mean live through them? Because if you lost a loved one or a friend or whatever, the joy that they brought to you is a part of you. Because that piece of them, you never forget people or events or situations. You forget them if you want to forget them. But if you truly do not want to forget them, you're always going to remember. My grandmother's been gone for a long time, but I still can remember her voice. I can still hear it. I can still think of her, doing her things because she's a part of me. I'm a part of her. And I truly believe that as we get older, that we need to look at that. You need to be happy where you're at in this moment of life. Nothing is set in stone. Each day is a gift. Each each moment in life is an experience and an instructions for better. I feel like if you don't get better, if you don't make yourself better, you won't do better. If not for yourself, for others. And I'm saying this because in saying this is even helping me because I'm so excited. It's so mind blowing to me that we're already in the second half of the year. We're going down. I mean, I mean, my birthday was in February. It's now August. I mean, kids are going back to school, and it just amazes me how quickly the year has gone. I mean, we pretty much only have 4 months left in this year. But if you look at it from the beginning to now, I've experienced so much from the beginning to the situations that happen with my family, the fact of the matter of me, doing things to change for my health and my physicality. I mean, I have locks. My hair is even grown longer than what my hair is. But I love where I'm at. I love my journey. I didn't like my journey in the beginning. I ain't gonna lie. 25 to 38 was a little funky. It was hell. It was horrid. And then I said, yeah, from 38, yeah, about 38 to 42, I started kind of like, because that's the time I was actually dating my husband. And that was a learning experience. It wasn't a bad, but it was a learning experience. And then 45 to now, those 5 years has taught me a lot. And it taught me to now be able to look back and see how I got over from every good thing, every bad thing. And I'm proud of myself. And I think a lot of time as women, we don't give ourselves a round of applause. We're there for everybody else. We cheer for everybody else, but sometimes we have to cheer for ourselves. Sometimes we have to say, you know what, girl, you did it, honey. You is the shit. And pat yourself on the back and go from there. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's not being sassy, or I don't even know if they say I think sassy was something back in the 70s. I wasn't even born until 76. But I'm just saying that it's nothing wrong with giving yourself a high five, a that a girl, or sangria night, because I love me some sangrias. But it's nothing wrong with that. And even for the men, get con. Ain't nothing else wrong with saying, yo, you know what, man, you did it. Because it's not just me turning 50, it's a whole generation of 50-year-olds that have embarked in this year that are still turning 50 or have been 50. And I'm just saying this to all of you. We made it. Regardless of what you've been through, regardless of the situation at hand, you have made it, and it's up to you to decide what you want to do moving forward. If you want a better life, if you want to try things, if you want to do things, if you don't want to do things, if you just want to get out of the situation at hand, you can do it. You can do it. It is not too late. It is not too late to do anything. I have a list that I have in my phone of different famous people that did a lot of different things in their lives after the age of 50. I mean, from designers to people that made restaurants, famous people that really did not take flight until 50. And I think it's great because you know who you are. You know what you will and will not tolerate. You have the strength to do it. And don't get me wrong. And I agree. If you sometimes get to a point that things get crazy, you know what? Ain't nothing wrong with talking to a therapist. There's nothing wrong with getting yourself help. It is nothing wrong with having a massage. I mean, it's nothing wrong with being by yourself. It is nothing wrong with giving yourself some love, because self love is the best love. Because one thing I've always been taught, regardless if it's love or if it's illness or whatever, my parents always taught me that if you're not good for yourself, you sure are not going to be good for nobody else. So it's funny because this is probably the first one that's going to be the 15 minutes, but I am going to do a sum it up. So in my sum it up, I want to say that I am so blessed to be here at 50. I'm blessed to see another year. I'm blessed to be able to see people, see good things, see myself of who I am. I'm so blessed to be able to let go of a lot of things that hurt me in my past and know that was just a learning experience to make me better in my present and also prepare me for my future. I do not know what the future will hold, but I know I will be better than what I was a day ago, an hour ago, a minute ago. And that's the main thing. Give yourself grace, move forward into your greatness, and know that you're here. Enjoy 50, get some sangrias, and wherever you are in the world, cheers.